March 18th, 2003, Baghdad's calm fractures. One day before the bombs fall, Saddam issues a handwritten order. His son Qusay rolls up at the central bank at 4 a.m., backed by security and a note authorizing a staggering withdrawal. $920 million plus 90 million euros. Within hours, that money is gone. It wasn't a cinematic heist. It was state-sanctioned kleptocracy. Boxes of $100 bills were loaded onto 3 tractor-trailers in a 5-hour operation. It represented a quarter of Iraq's entire foreign currency reserves. Qusay's convoy vanished. Rumors say some crossed into Syria. U.S. intelligence later suggests up to $650 million was recovered from palace vaults, but around $350 million remains missing. That lost cash may have funded the insurgency or bolstered Saddam loyalists. But that was just the first wave. From April 2003 to June 2004, the Coalition Provisional Authority brought in $12 billion of U.S. currency, loaded onto C-30 cargo planes, one carrying as much as $1.5 billion at a time. Cash was stuffed in gunny sacks, driven to Iraqi ministries, contractors, and local officials, often with no receipts, no documentation. By June 2004, a jaw-dropping $9 billion was officially unaccounted for. Investigations slammed the CPA's oversight. Ghost employees, inflated contracts. Like a cement deal tripled in cost with no explanation. Auditors asked bluntly, who in their right mind would send 363 tons of cash into a war zone? This wasn't incompetence. It felt like design. Money flowed to ministries, NGOs, shell firms, into a black hole of corruption, kickbacks, and opportunism. Consider the big picture. The U.S. spent $60 billion rebuilding Iraq, and at minimum $8 billion was wasted or stolen outright. That's just reconstruction. It doesn't count the missing $9 billion in cash. By late 2004, the DFI audit found that $8.8 billion of nearly $23.3 billion transferred into ministries was unaccounted for, often handed over without oversight. The International Advisory and Monitoring Board, IMB, demanded transparency, but the CPA dragged its feet. Auditors warned of unmetered oil exports, up to $4 billion in off-books oil sales. Some of Saddam's own assets were seized abroad. $3.3 billion traced in Lebanon and Jordan, another $2 billion suspected in Syria. Most has not been repatriated. Surprise twist. In October 2011, a delayed audit revealed much of the $6.6 billion missing had actually returned, though not immediately explained. Questions remained. Who moved it? And why was it buried in vaults for years? Let me be frank. This is accountability failure on a civilizational scale. Money meant for hospitals, water, power, funneled into pockets, shell firms, possibly used to fuel violence. An Iraqi official lamented, "You can fly over Baghdad, but not point to a single project built by the U.S." Meanwhile, contractors admitted bribes, cash rewards for inflated contracts. This is not ancient history. Iraq still ranks among the world's most corrupt nations, with $150 to $300 billion lost since 2003 to corruption. Even the so-called theft of the century, a $2.5 billion embezzlement uncovered in 2022, is just 1% of total losses. Think system, not individuals. Political elites embedded corruption as part of the post-Saddam order, dividing resources and shielding spoils. The net they cast ensnared contractors, officials, military, everyone. So here's my point. Luxuries like transparency, oversight, checks and balances aren't optional. They're the only protection against state-level heists. And it's not just Iraq. Every conflict zone with cash-heavy interventions, Afghanistan, Libya, Yemen, are ripe for the same failures. Are we learning or forgetting? There are watchdogs, SIGIR, IMB, various NGOs, but without political will, audits remain reports, not reform. Transparency must be built into planning from day one. At Luxe, we champion transparency because lost billions represent lost lives, broken futures, and devastating betrayal. So I ask you, will we demand oversight when crises dominate our screens? Or only regret after the money vanishes? Let's start the conversation. Comment below, how would you safeguard global reconstruction funds? Subscribe to Luxe for more compelling deep dives.